replay bucket.
Well, now we have Roxo versus gENTleman as our next matchup here. And this is another interesting one. gENTleman has been kind of grinding a lot recently. And Roxo has, also, in the last 6 months, gENTleman's been quite active. Roxo has been around for a little while, picking up the game. Definitely no slouch, but I would say gENTleman does come in as the favorite.
Yeah, you would imagine so with what a good 2023 that they had,
Yes.
just in general. But you're saying, Roxo just been for a while, has been around, so not a slouch. Yeah, I'm also just curious how they play because I don't. These are two of the players that I've seen the least of, so I'm just excited for it.
Well, we are seeing the same, a very similar draft here. Roxo picks up a spoonful of sugar. gENTleman picks 30,000 leagues. The same sets we just had for, excuse me, for our last match. Unfortunately, this time we have the ban on the high rise as well as a ban on modern.
Who banned high rise?
It was
Gentlemen?
It was
Yeah, I was gonna say actually that makes sense if you're coming in as the favorite. Yeah, you do ban that if you're coming in as the favorite.
All right. Yeah, Gent was in SMC this past year's SMC, which is not the easiest thing to get into. Invite for players who did well. So pretty clearly the favorite coming in, I would say.
Didn't you get into it? Easy
did.
enough.
Oh, hey, hold on. What is that supposed to mean?
It means you have very good, consistent results over a long period of time, demonstrating your skill so that you can get into a high caliber tournament.
Aw, thanks, Slappy.
You're welcome.
Now, we do have, starting off with a balcony again. Ready to cast some more balcony?
I actually am. I am curious how they take it.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, play it.
The fun thing about balcony is just that, in the beginning of most sets, like you are casting how their progress on the flirt is going in the first 45 seconds. In balcony, after you do that, which you have to just do anyways, that's half the game is over, and so it really does fly by.
Yeah. We know that gentleman's a fairly behavioral sniper, which may or may not match up pretty well with balcony. I know Pwn Noob used to say that balcony and the smaller venues were actually pretty bad for pure behavioralists, just because people actually cared about their behavior on the smaller venues. They would be watchful of it, whereas on the bigger venues, this would be a lot more brazen and think that the sniper is not going to watch for it.
Yeah, and also you just do weirder things on this one. So, like, for example, there was not a double talk there, but there was a talk into quick talk again during a contact. Deciding how you parse that out is just tricky as sniper. The kinds of lines you would take behaviorally on that. So I feel like sniper has to cast a very what's the opposite of a wide net? A narrow net? They cast a narrow net. I don't think that the fishermen ever do that, but if they did, you cast like a narrow net and then you really commit to those ones, the reliable ones, and then you just flirt count.
Yeah, we do need one more flirt here for Roxo if it's a green test. Smallman helping us out here, going away, coming right back in next to us. This would be good enough. We just have to hit that green test.
Yeah, indeed, and we do need to do that because
the
clock's not really low. Oh, man. So in this position, I feel like you bail kind of quickly out. Like you just have to have it as a reflex.
Smallman might get shot though. Did talk it around 11 seconds here and had to leave. Smallman gonna come to us? No. There's no way to finish here.
There's no time. Yeah.
And Roxo times out the first game. Although after missing that green test, I don't mind just timing out and hoping someone else gets shot. Didn't work out this time, but gentleman able to kind of correctly suss out that there wasn't enough.
Yeah, agreed that there could still definitely be a shot coming off, but gentlemen really did narrow the party down pretty well. I'm actually I was checking out their low light. So during the contact, they got the one obvious outside, and then they picked up a couple in here. Yeah, just for like the pacing after the contact. So yeah, just well done.
Yeah. Gentleman now on the spy side playing as Queen in 3, 2, 1, playing it. We do see General in the game, but that is not our ST. However, Queen really AI controlled wants to go over there.
just always drawn, always the secondary backup. All right, nice sidling in here, like the kind of like respectable but close distance, kind of like the correct spacing, leaving enough space also on the other side of us so that we're not crowding out another joiner in here. This might actually prove a little bit of a problem though if we are tagged for flirting with General. It's
Banana
actually
bread.
kind of don't want to talk to General now.
Nice contact here. It's a green test with everybody in. Not much to do about that for Roxo. We do see the highlight on the Smallman, who was the one talking during this. So 4 highlights, 2 neutral lights. We are one of the highlights, but it's not so bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, so right now, I don't know if Roxo is looking towards General's potential flirt target, because we did just talk there next to General and Lee right afterwards, so I think we need to actually be a little careful about not talking to General, though we're actually kind of in a tough spot. The fact that we left kind of before our seduction cooldown was going to come off.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to have to hit this. This might be another timeout, honestly.
68%, you know, again, just gotta hit those green tests, right? And we would be done. Wow, safety off though. I think we might be dead either way.
Yeah, and we might be called out because, like, the thing is, like, we could have, if we did hit those green tests, to your point, we could be plausible finisher right now, but that Rox was saying, I don't think we've greened it, and he'd be correct if that's true.
Yeah, it would have to be a 3 green. Gentleman goes in, goes back, flirt full cooldown expires. I have to imagine if we talk, we're dead.
I think you are right. There is the talk, and ooh, for a second there.
Yeah, that was. You and I had the same thought. That was a little bit dicey in terms of lining up the shot, but it is indeed correct this time around. Roxo picks up the sniper win onto balcony. Balcony truly sniper biased.
Indeed. I mean, so is the okay. So coming out of balcony and even at least it's not going to throw anybody off their game. It's just like, okay, now this is a 10-game set.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I mean, you could say that about any venue after coming out even.
Right, that's true. But it's a 10-game set where there's no balcony remaining. We've gotten through the balcony. There's no balcony hiding around any corners. There's also, it is true that there's no redwoods coming in tonight, I think, which is a bummer.
Yeah, not this time around. Roxo on the spy side playing on Aquarium once again. You'd think, you know, we said that there's a drafting process, but is there really? We just saw both sets start with balcony and then Aquarium.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm curious if they start a little bit differently. So in both of the last games that we saw, we went to innocent conversations and just kind of like hung out for a while. It looks like we are going to both flirt and are we going to get this fingerprint? If we demand, we would, but I don't think we're going. No, I don't think we can. Well, I mean, I guess we could still demand. Oh, if Salmon leaves, I think we get it, but we'll see. Oh no, Tex was in the queue too. Okay, so we do not get the fingerprint.
Yeah, not this time. 34% on flirt and just a highlight. I think this is actually a that was very, very clear, unfortunately. I was about to say something that may have been interesting, it may not have been, but nothing matters in the face of that bug. Gentleman finds it and shoots it.
Yeah, it's too bad that even the ambassadors coming over on the approach messed up, I think, which arm we wanted to use. And then, like, you're right, like, there was one window of visibility, and we completely just shoved our arm out there. So, unfortunate for Roxo, but it's got to shake it off.
Yeah, indeed. Gentleman now on the spy side, playing as Rocker. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Not much to say about that last game, other than you just have to shake it off and recover. Similar start once again here. Both sets we saw each spy mirror their opponent and starting in the same little spot, doing the same little thing. Last time it was the bottom right conversation and just chilling out. This time it's at the bar getting a flirt. And we do see the different highlights for Roxo here. Highlights for the inspects.
Yeah, and seduction target doesn't settle into a spot that we like for this, which is a bit of a bummer because, okay, let's say you do the you meet your seduction target at bar in the beginning of a purloin game, or sorry, a bar purloin game. If you hit the green, one of your options is to start a rush, which is okay. My seduction target's going to leave before me. I'm going to have the purloin option. I go join my seduction target. I hit another green. I send the purloin, and I like banana
Hard
bread
swap.
plus one other thing, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like you can set off that chain of events really quickly, but of course not going to happen if you don't hit that first white or sorry that first green, and if your seduction target isn't actually making themselves available for the next flirt.
So you pick up quite a bit of progress here um, with the fingerprint and the half inspects. Of course, we pick up that standard inspect highlight, so it's going to make it hard to get any kind of hard tells done, but we may not need to if we go for this full soft tell game.
Yeah, and I actually like this approach that we took here. Seduction
Banana
Target was
bread.
really crammed in a weird spot for us. Okay, we are going to fake first before. Oh, but that is a bummer. We do the first fake, which I think was intentional, to follow up with a flirt right afterwards, but Seduction Target leaves right before we can do that flirt.
Yeah, really, it didn't harm us too much overall. We didn't gain anything, but there was only 2 lowlights here, so.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good fake contact. Because you think in that position the contact stability is less. There's less contact stability than there is flirt stability. So you just take that first one and then get the flirt right after. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out that way. 57%. So we do actually still need to hit a green if we want to finish with one more talk. And I'm assuming unfortunately, Ambassador leaves a fingerprint on a statue that we've already been to, so we can't do both inspects and fingerprints in the same statue visit. So I think we'll probably be looking for a fingerprint elsewhere.
Yeah. But where is that? This briefcase would at best be a difficult print, and Disney takes it anyway.
Yeah, and it looks like. Okay, so obviously we're gonna be picking up a drink here. I don't think we are going to be trying to do
direct purloin. If this were printable, I would like it a lot. Unfortunately,
did we even come from a conversation? I thought we came from Did we come from a conversation? Okay.
Unfortunately, though, a couple things wrong with this. We do have, half inspects, half prints. I guess we could leave inspects unfinished here, and that's what might be what we have to do. But the double agent isn't in conversation. We have to go for this briefcase. We have to go for this flirt. We have to do a lot of things, and there's only 30 seconds left.
We could get the fingerprint and swap if we wanted to do that instead of fingerprint and inspect. I have a feeling we don't want to do that. Okay, we actually do not have time to just be waiting around here. I guess we're gonna go for contact the bug.
Contact into something, but I don't know that this is gonna work. Yeah, look at that. Shot comes off immediately before the contact even really finishes. Just wound down on time a little bit too much there from gENTleman.
Yeah, they had a decent start, but yeah, the seduction troubles really just followed them the whole game, which can definitely happen on Aquarium.
Oh, Slappy. I'm happy.
Oh, yes, you get what you want,
but
I don't get what I want.
There was no ban on it this time. Roxo playing as Wheels here to start us off on the best venue. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, Slappy. In 3, 2, 1.
We will see if it's beautiful. We'll see where the guests scatter to, because every once in a while ballroom does grow annoying. This is a pretty good spread. I like it.
I mean, the various, what's so interesting about ballroom is the various options guests have for kind of how they clump, right? Is it sparse? Is it very clumpy on one side? Are there 2 different clumps? Is it just very evenly spread? There's a lot of different things that you can make use of as the spy, and you have to know a lot about how cover goes. Oh my goodness, look at that, a reverse drive-by. Weirdly enough, I'm going to say something, we don't see those very often anymore.
We don't, and also on wheels. On that position, you could do a reverse drive-by on wheels where you are in the back of a conversation circle and you're covered by the front of the bodies in the conversation circle. We don't often see a reverse drive-by on wheels with the back facing towards the sniper because he's got that super wide, right, that wide arm, right? And you could track it down if you're really looking closely for it, but I have a feeling they weren't, and that Roxo got away with it.
Yeah, one of the reasons we don't see it very often anymore is snipers have just gotten so good and so like automatic at watching it, at least at the high level, that it's often very tough to go for as a spy because one of the big value in reverse drive-bys, when they were first really popularized, was that they're kind of surprising. They're kind of, the ambassador's the one that's moving, so you're not expecting it as much. But now snipers at the highest level are just automatically watching for anybody nearby the ambassador as he's moving through the party.
Yeah. We're going for a cross conversation first, so we do actually have to hit this green. I don't think we're yeah, no, we're definitely not close enough. We need to fire this off now. We do hit the green though, so that's great. But yes, agreed. That was actually one of the big kind of like big sniper changes in general is that it used to be when ambassador was standing still, they were in danger, and now it's when ambassador's moving, they're in danger. It's just a very different kind of feel to the way in which you track
Oh,
ambassador.
interesting. This could be a silent game. Look at this. We got a print off of a drink here, and we have one more minute to find another. It would be a very nice finish, I think, by Roxo to do this. However, do we know another print?
Yeah, and I think ambassador is gonna get forced out by Alice. Maybe they're not quite close
Nope,
enough. It
not quite
looks
close
like
enough.
but their circles are overlapping. If their circles overlap, it feels like ambassador should hate that.
Not this time around. It's just outside of that range, and I think Roxo was going to bail on the silent game idea. Unfortunately, it would have been a really nice plan if there was just one other print in the venue. But look at this. This is a very nice contact.
It is a nice contact,
Banana
and you're
bread.
right though that every once in a while you want that silent game, but then you just throw out a banana bread with a ton of people, and the sniper still doesn't want to shoot anybody just because there's so many people that are getting
Yeah,
credit.
I mean, it's just the clean bug that wins us that game. We win a center and specs, and then we don't really do anything else other than flirt and contact. And the sniper is just not willing to shoot for that. And this is a nicely done bug from Roxo here. It may be a wheels reverse drive by, but there's actually a lot of cover. It's the pillar. There's Duke to kind of cover up visually at the end. It is actually slightly visible on gENTleman. He does make that rotation, but I doesn't really perceive it. I think partially because Duke is right there, causing some sort of like that skin tone could be reasonable for Duke having just had an arm there.
Right.
And suddenly Roxo finds the first spy win of our set?
I think so because it was sniper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. First spy win.
Well done here.
And also importantly, it takes a lead over. I think that in general, gentlemen, not like an insane favorite over Roxo, but I'd say pretty strong,
Yeah.
considerable favorite.
Yeah. gENTleman was the favorite in this group overall, I would say. So, taking a lead there, very, very impressive to start out. Roxo now just needs to snipe and hopefully maintain that lead. And that would be a very, very big statement win, I think.
Absolutely.
But, first step is here. Sniping with gENTleman on red dress in 3, 2, 1, play it.
Favorite pillar on ballroom. Pillar that you couldn't do without.
Pillar, the very middle one. It's just, it really is blocking in almost all sniper angles that come from the front. There's something that it's going to be covering up. We do a time ad pretty early on in this game. I like it, honestly. I think time ads are a little bit underutilized overall by spies, especially, when we see spies get really, really down to the wire in terms of their time management. Having those time ads earlier on in the game can be life-saving.
Yeah, and actually, I agree. Also, especially on ballroom, people don't add time on ballroom enough. And ballroom actually, there's some maps that time ads feel a little like worthless on. They're not. There's no map that time ads bad on, like just to have for free if you can not take it. But on ballroom, the situation changes a lot on ballroom. So you actually get yourself like two different options in whatever you do. Kind of similar to aquarium, not quite as obvious as aquarium because anytime you add time with aquarium, you get like what 2.5 ish shark passes.
Yeah. I mean, the time on ballroom is just, it can be used for anything, really. It can even just be used to wait for the party to move into a different formation, because this formation right here is actually pretty bad for the spy. The ambassador was in the front there, and everyone's kind of in conversation in this kind of front clump. And that, like, it just spread across all the front. That is
Yeah.
really difficult to get used. Oh, we go for a bug and get shot. I wanted to complete what I was saying, but, wow. Look at this. This is such a nicely caught bug here from Roxo. Was at the perfect angle to just see the bug, see the hand gripping, and finds the shot and takes a decisive lead. One game is a lead in technicality. This is really a lead.
I 100% agree with you on the. I was watching Spy Cam on that one, so I was like, oh, I guess the bug was more obvious. I actually think that bug is still pretty good. Roxo set up also in the correct way, because that was another thing with bugs in general for skill of sniper is being in the right spot to anticipate bugs. Because if you were, three, I don't know what to call the sniper rotation, but like two degrees to the right, yeah. If you're 2 degrees to the right, you don't see the hand, right? You just see the path, and maybe still you are suspicious of the hand, but we have just enough leverage on seeing where the hand is, and also a hand versus the background they're going against pretty close to actually Red Dress's just overall outfit and skin tone, so it's actually a little hard to see. So that bug was anticipated, right, by Roxo. Like, we actually had to be aware of the possibility for it happening. So just good on them for setting up when Ambassador was actually not really in danger, but just like settling into the right position.
All right. Rocker now on the spy side. Roxo playing as Rocker on the spy side of Tayen, another venue that we didn't get to see last time because it was banned out, but now we do. Let's get it going in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And Slappy, I'm a little bit upset I didn't get to finish my thought about, ballroom guest formations, but we are here now on a very, very different venue, and Smallman is already inside the Ambassador.
Yeah, on this one, so the big thing that always happened with this one was like talking about Soji setups, but now it's just kind of like anytime the Sojis are all on one side, just missing out on like one of the front two Sojis needs to be opposite of the other one, just so
Yep.
that Toby's not so obvious, right?
Well,
Just because like it's so hard to track Toby in that.
yeah, and what it is in particular for me is that when you have the first two on opposite sides of each other, it forces the sniper camera down like this tunnel, and that tunnel is going to more or less always be just flooded with characters because that's where those two conversations are. But because those first two are on the same side in this case, you can swing out to the left and get a more, a wider view, a little bit more definition, a little bit more depth perception. You don't have to stare down this best of bodies as the sniper, which is really, really big. So a little bit of good luck for Roxo, for gENTleman. Unfortunately, we do have Smallman, probably hard credited with a bug.
I'm curious how far pathing tech has really come in on Taeyan, because it's the most it gets changed the most because of the layout. Because like you have to take such type paths. We're going to take a contact. I'd say actually pretty good. I was going to say about average for Taeyan, but I'd say if we didn't get a third low light off of that, pretty good.
Indeed. However, we don't have any flirt progress yet, and that can be an issue with only a minute and half the time gone. Only a minute and 45 left now.
Yeah, it's deceptive on Taeyan because getting flirt done. Because if you like moving or readjusting to do a flirt, like leaving us go somewhere and come back, just like presents you with all of these new obstacles and trying to fit yourself in correctly. Seduction target is obviously not available to stand next to. They are right now, though, so actually if we want that flirt, we need to kind of get going.
Here comes a Purloin. It's a green test. So Roxo doing a lot of missions that aren't flirt so far. And it goes to our ST, who is a low light. That's unfortunate for us. However, it really depends on how well gENTleman has tracked this Purloin. Look at it. It's gone very, very visibly. How does he react?
Yeah, I am so curious about how we react to that one.
It's immediately on very clearly the wrong person. It's interesting because I think it might have been worse that that red dress was a low light here, because I don't know, maybe gENTleman thought that it was Ponytail who actually took that drink.
Yeah, I feel though like when I was looking down the angle, I thought like, oh man, gentleman actually has the perfect spot to see that green because we were right in that corridor where you could see it like in between Ambassador and Twin's head. So like actually that's a really clear purloin take for once on Taiyan. You normally don't get those.
Yeah.
Unless they're off to the side. So like, oh, this is interesting. They actually guarded that pretty dang well. But then you're right because the fact that we shot Alice afterwards, who had a drink, would have had to been something like if they saw that it was a green, a reject, take, drink, and then next person takes. But that would have been a lot of. They would have had to been keeping really careful track of it. So yeah, Pony must have done something earlier in that game, and they just like couldn't be shooken from them.
Yeah, it feels like a rather uncharacteristic shot there from gentleman. So a little bit unfortunate, but that means that Roxo is in the lead by 3 games, going on a tear here. And this set's, not all the way over, but it's drawing to a close. If Roxo wins this one, they are guaranteed at least a draw. So there's a lot at stake here.
And remind me, are we playing Library in this set?
We are.
Okay, so they really need to win this one.
Oh, yes. Gentlemen, can the comeback start here? It would have to if Gentleman wants an outright win. In 3, 2, 1. So quick how a match that was, even through the first couple of venues can go code red for one of the players.
Yeah, and luckily there's not too much. I mean, like this is the worst of the two, all 3 on one side setups. But I do like to see when there's not like just a way better setup on one side. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the last one was a spy win anyway, so there can't be that much thing. This is the worst setup though.
Yeah.
So
It's
that is sad.
Yeah. You can't really microfilm isn't really good because if you're doing animations over at the bookcase, there's now some distinction between front and back bookcase in terms of the shading. And there's also There's also a shoji blocking you from doing a cheese direct. It's very, very difficult to get microfilm done here, and you have the opposite problem with the statues. It's completely exposed. Fades are very, very easily identified. It's hard to get away with really anything. This is by far just the worst should you set up for the spy.
Yeah, and the only exception to that is if you bait the sniper into overconfidence on the statues, because I forget who it was, but I think there was once a swap.
I know what you are talking about. Swapping this front statue here because the very front statue because the sniper was taking an angle way over on the right side, taking advantage of the fact that there's no shoji right in the front there, and therefore actually could not see the statue being swapped. It is something that is possible. It is it is rare that you get to use it, but it's the position Roxo is in right now, you could almost get away with it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Safety off though.
Yeah, was that on us or was that Twin? Because Twin was the highlight, but it was next to us.
I think it was Boots.
Oh, wow, interesting. Yeah, but yeah, like that position we were holding exactly one. The tricky part is you actually kind of have to be secret on the approach too, because if you see someone approach and grab that statue, then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do that tiny amount of pivot to go see it. So yeah, and also that's only something that really comes up when snipers are really trying to min-max. So I don't think there's gonna be much there for it. So we don't know it, but we really need this this banana bread to come off while the double agent's in with Boots if Boots' gun flashed on.
Yeah.
Oh no, we already got it. What am I talking about? We already contacted earlier.
Yep. I kind of forgot that too as you said that. I was like, yeah, totally. We need to get contact in when Boots. Oh, right.
It's so inconsequential on Taiyan. I just forget when it happens all the time.
Unfortunately, we just do not have much time. We're gonna get our prints completed though if we take this drink. However, that leaves us with a drink in hand. If we had flirt done, wait, were we not being the one being offered to there? What's going on?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
no, I don't think we were the offer.
If we had, honestly, if we had flirt done, I would consider a white.
white.
I would have exactly this play: white purloin, get the print, and be done with missions. But now We're not done with Flirt. We need to be done with Flirt as soon as possible. But our
Oh,
ST leaves, goes to statues. We can't
oh, we
follow
can't.
because we have a drink in our hands. We just have to go, though. We have to try something. We're going to go for the bug instead. In the back, it's the wrong arm away from the ambassador. And does Roxo find the shot? It's
So
overtime.
long.
Overtime. We can't figure it out.
We don't get
No.
it.
Sniper shoots on the wrong target. Too late for sync.
You know what's really funny is there are so few shot too late for sinks on civilians because it's just like it's such a rare occurrence for there to be because usually if they don't know who it is they either shoot kind of quickly just because they're like okay I'm panicking I'm gonna shoot someone or they're trying to aim down at the spy and the reason they did too late for sink was that the spy is actually dodging or something like that right so we have the rare mission win instead of civ shot transition.
Yes.
Wow. But yeah, ton of overtime there. So I'm actually quite surprised. So that means almost certainly those flashes weren't on us. They were on something else because
Yeah.
you would think that if we got flashed on, we're the obvious. It does matter what happens at the end there. We're just getting shot.
Oh, for sure. Now, Roxo did not clinch that draw like they were hoping for. However, still has the lead. We might get distracted in the craziness that was the end of that game, and not Calamite, Gentleman getting away with it. But Roxo is up 5-3 still, and is in a commanding position in the set, even though that sniper shot did not come off correctly. Gallery now. Pretty low spy win rate, all things considered on this one. If Roxo can find a spy victory here, that would mean a lot.
Indeed.
See it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And even though there's not like all of the pressure on Roxo, it would just be really nice for them to win the spy game. They just really would prefer it, right? Just like rather than having to do that to worry about library and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, been very much on the other side. Gentleman's in a kind of must-win position, of course.
So far, nothing doing. We reject a drink. Don't want to do a purloin this early in the game. I'm interested maybe when the ambassador comes outside here and going for like a direct microfilm cheese, but instead we're going to go for this print with the ambassador outside. I don't want to go all the way outside to join this, but we are. It's a lot of walking.
Yeah, it's a long way. It's away from our seduction target, although at least ambassador is coming back inside. We're waiting right now. That feels about right enough for briefcase. Unfortunately, seduction target's headed the other direction, so we are just going to end up at the paintings here. Kind of look like we're flirting it with Irish, but I don't think we're going to be too much worse for it. Oh, but seduction target is indeed going to go for the briefcase instead. So we're kind of just going to need to do something else for a little bit because
I feel like
no idea.
Roxo is heading out towards the front of the venue here for a timeout because of this flirt, and I would like it if we were. Yes, there it is. White test, unfortunately, but and we walk away immediately. Does Gentleman notice? We were zoomed out right as we just walked away.
I was really worried for a second, but then we highlight Queen. So it looks like we were looking for something on Queen instead. But because I agree, that was one of the ways in which you draw more attention to the time. Because like that's like you're saying, snipers don't normally look for time ends at that point. Like there's those organic times in which time ends are just this good response. We're gonna get that green flirt 38%, so we still need to hit a lot more, but at least we get some something done there. But there's like these organic spots where like if you do time ad in response to something the sniper couldn't possibly know about, it's just kind of random and it's just kind of like an awkward time that they might not be looking for it. But like you're saying, breaking animation or not breaking animation, just a really short window stay. Sometimes to draw attention.
And it is, I think, a very good decision for Roxo here. Heads up play, as I was mentioning, time ad's a little bit underutilized, and it's something that if you're already falling behind on Spy and you are like feeling like, you know, I might still have like 2:20 left on the clock here, but looking at my mission progress, I don't like it. I need to do a time ad now, so I'm not going to be running up against it later on. Ooh, unfortunate as the ST leaves. Get a little bit of a camera shake there from Roxo.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about time ads is like time ads used to be the purview of behavioralists. They just like they'd watch for more because they would kind of suss out the timing windows in which someone would time ad, and then sometimes camper if they're in between their rotations. But it's kind of weird because like after people started picking up more pathing stuff, that seems to be the stuff they do in the downtime. If they're, let's say, they're cycling between mission sites and then like looking for paths, there's not really a time in which there's like a normal spot in which you look at time ad unless you have a suspect going to the window.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of this weird meta thing for time ad. Time ad's always kind of the nice to look fors but not crucial, and depending on how comfortable snipers are in extending out their other parts, it kind of goes unwatched sometimes.
Well, despite that time ad, we are still running up against the clock here. Print 84% flirt, nothing else with a minute 15 left on the clock. And at this point, adding another time ad to the mix it may be a little bit too late to do. But will we need it? I'm just struggling to figure out how we complete. If there were a print on books or something, maybe we could go for a print, and direct microphone. Instead, we go for a green purloin. That's going to be one of the ways we get missions quickly. Or ambassadors nearby. We could also go for a bug here. We do right on in there. And so, I was just saying that I didn't know how we were going to complete. But we are there. We are now going to be at 3 missions. Just one more flirt necessary. And there's a lot of low lighting going on. There were a lot of activity from highlights during this purloin and bug sequence. And now look at this. gENTleman is looking for the purloin after a highlight is taken. I think if we see it gone, Tex is the one taking the shot, taking the bullet. Not yet. There was a safety off, but we just need to get one more flirt, and we're not a highlight at all. I think Roxo's going to lock up the draw in this set as long as nothing disastrous happens, like Teal bailing on us. No, not this time. 7 seconds on mission countdown. We're not a highlight. I can't imagine that Roxo doesn't win this game.
Yeah, no, that just came together so beautifully, like you were talking about. Like the purloin reject into, I mean, it really came down into hitting the green and getting a pretty good bug in there, and then after that first reject, there was this contact right before the reject timing. So just behaviorally, it looks like Tex is banana breading into distraction for the upcoming purloin. But instead it was the player right before them because they're the ones kind of there from the beginning. So just well done. And honestly, I even like gENTleman's response to wait on shooting Tex just to see what they're going to do because there wasn't a ton of time left and they kind of had a good mission count, I guess. Or just a good sense that they weren't done. Mm-hmm. So it's not even that it was badly played by gENTleman. Just missed it. Really came together.
Just missed the spy doing it, really. And
exactly.
That sometimes that can be the worst feeling when you just see the end of the screen and you're like, what? Who? How? What? You know? And I feel like that maybe was where gENTleman was at in that last game. And Roxo already with a bit of a statement and 3 chances to make an even bigger one by winning versus the player predicted to kind of be the favorite in the group. Can we do it on gallery? In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Who else is in this group, just out of curiosity, if you happen to know off the top of your head?
I wish I knew off the top of my head, because that might mean I were prepared for that question. However, I can...
Oh, let me look up the challenge, yeah. Let's see. The challenge is not updated yet, right? If I go there... Oh, no. Actually, the challenge is always bad. So I'm going to go to predictions instead.
And Ico VT.
Okay, so like Ico is probably like the number 2 general prediction. Mm-hmm. Kind of actually, it's just interesting group just in general. That's a tricky group. Hofnung I think is the newest, but is super like active in the Discord and obviously increasing their skill a lot.
Yeah. gENTleman already a highlight, possibly just for being a twin, the wrong twin in this case. Never a good feeling.
Yeah. Oh, but to your point there, like it is very disheartening if you sometimes it just happens with Green Purloin where you see all of the stuff that happened, you're just one off in the sequence, and you correctly like suss out pretty much everything except for the original taker, right? So the banana bread to cause the distraction from the purloin and that the purloin was about to happen, all of that was seen and correct. It's just that he missed the beginning of the actual sequence, and so it feels bad as Sniper to be kind of punished for anticipating that the purloin is about to go away, but be wrong about why.
Yeah. And, we have a green book here. Do we see it go back into blue? No, it goes correctly back into green here. Maybe felt the highlight earlier for some reason.
Oh,
And
nope. Transfer.
to transfer. It's a white test, unfortunately, but we were zoomed out. It was a good timing with the ambassador being out in the front, and Wheels comes to us, so we get some flirt done as well. I honestly think that it might have just been cleaner to go straight to blue, but with that same distraction of the ambassador being out front and vulnerable. Especially since we wouldn't have to do anything else. So here it comes. Oh no, it's a white test purloin, but like look at this
Brutal.
Smallman. Oh no, there it is. It's
No, this
gone.
is done.
It's
Yeah,
gone.
and we see us leaving too, and I think possibly there's even a flash on
Oh,
us.
there it is. Shot comes off, and look at that. A bit of an upset here for Roxo.
Bit of a upset and just like kind of commanding too. Like just overall played really well. Just solid in general. Not overreacting to much, which is fairly good. And then, yeah, just solid. It is a bummer, of course, that we hit that. And I want to see. It looked like there was a moment of a flash on us after that microfilm, but I don't know what actually happened there. I can't tell if that was I think that was supposed to be a flash on us and not in Salmon at 2 minutes 8 seconds. So it seems like there was also something we were really worried about already before the white time ad. So good on Roxo.
Yeah. Now, with the win confirmed, Roxo is going for victory laps at this point, or tiebreaker points, depending on your mindset. Maybe some adrenaline as well. How does Dylan react to having been upset? We'll see in these last two games on Library, with Roxo starting on the spy side playing as general. In 3, 2, 1, playing. And might I say, it's been a bit of a Roxy one for gentlemen. A little bit of uncharacteristic mistakes here and there, and Roxo just been really getting by.
I'm just letting that sit
Yeah,
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Putting it out there, letting it sit out there like a one swap statue, just very obvious in front of me. Not shooting yet, just hovering, laser burning the pun.
Burning the pun. I'm sorry. Maybe Track would have appreciated it. I'm just saying.
Oh, we get flipped on and off. I don't think there's gonna be much
I
to
feel like
that.
that was a misclick. I do that.
That probably
I do that sometimes where I'm just like I accidentally let something. Wait, no, that's not. My finger just literally spasmed or like slipped or something.
Right. But also, for a group like the group that we are describing right there, tiebreakers can be very relevant.
Oh, yes.
So there's still something to play with it because like any of those could beat any of the other ones. So it's not like I would be very very easy to see gentlemen taking the rest of their games, right? And that it could come down to rock paper scissors between Ico, Gentleman, and Roxo. Be surprised if Hoffman was in there just because of how consistent the other three are, but very very important still to lock up as many games as you can.
Indeed. Roxo playing it relatively slowly here and going right back into yellow bookcase. I would love something that I'd love to see just more direct microphones. If we're going to take this out and walk it around, I don't mind the occasional we're going to put it back correctly to kind of distract from the fact that we might be microphoning at some point. But let's get a mission out of this.
Yeah, especially with how much time we burned, because it's really hard to tell as spy the exact right time to do a direct unless you think you got the book clean, like you've never seen it the shelf, and then you just have to make sure that they don't see you coming into the book with the shelf with the book that they never saw. But it's kind of like just something you have to throw in there, and sometimes the correct time to throw it in there is just, oh, I'm off pace and I have a book in my hand. Oh, cool, this is a good opportunity.
Yeah, and I think people don't track books quite as well. Like, you can feel vulnerable as a spy just putting a book back in the wrong shelf because you're like, wow, if the sniper just remembers where I was, I can get shot right here, right now. The game would be over, and oh no, that's a huge mistake, right? But just getting shot's always the risk for whatever mission you're going to do. Oh, look at this. I think Roxo might be going for a cheese swap? No. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the goal was, but we do get seen in this case. Gentleman has the rotation.
We do, and so we kind of need to do something like a distract here because gentleman is very much watching
all
this.
over it. Doesn't even wait for the swap to actually come off. Just sees Irish go over there and was aware of the cheese. Good thought by Roxo, but gentlemen just had that rotation on there.
Yeah, indeed. And then just on top of the fact that there was the animation break, and then just kind of like waited for a second, didn't shoot right away, just to kind of, I guess, wait to see if there was a swap. And I guess it looks like they waited for a call to happen. Yeah, they circled. I didn't even realize in the game they had circled the statue and then saw the call, and then they had enough where they're like, all right, I'm not letting you hide in case you somehow have 5 missions done.
Indeed. Well, that's gonna be our last game here of the cast, gentlemen. On the spy side, can we see a 7-5 kind of reclaim a little bit and fight for those tiebreakers, as you mentioned, or will Roxo finish it out with a pretty impressive 8-4 over gentlemen? In 3, 2, 1, playing.
And also for the people that only check like results in the channel, if you just have a 7-5, it's more plausible like, oh, this was a super close set the entire time and you just didn't even pay attention. Okay, we are gonna bounce around and go for a bug in there. Okay, never mind, it's over.
It's
good cast.
Good cast.
See you guys. See you next one.
Bye bye. Roxo wins 8-4. A little bit anticlimactic, but the set was already over. In fairness, I think gentleman wasn't trying for the most impressive spy game. Just gonna go for something.
Yeah, no, that would have been such a tragedy. Let's say if Gentleman had fought back, right, and then just loses on that, but it's not, and that's also part of the reason why it happened. I don't think they would have gone for that. Where just like sometimes if you're playing in either a game where it just doesn't matter, you're just back super against the wall. You just, all right, I'm just gonna try for a really early bug because I don't have to think really hard during library. I just want to get a free mission and then play out for other missions.
Yep. All right, well, that is the end of our cast. Slappy, thank you so much for being here with me.
Absolutely excited for there to be. This is the first competitive cast of any type in 2024, I imagine. So
yeah, I mean it is the 6th of January, at least in my time zone. So it is. It's pretty early on. I haven't seen any other casts so far. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the only cast would have been technically the draw stream.
The draw stream was before the new year. So.
Oh, it was. Okay, so yeah, we're just first. Well, very excited to ring in another year of SpyParty.
Yeah.
Potentially one with an update, but we'll move on.
Oh, Slappy, you tempt me so. But that is the end of it. If you are new here and interested in joining competitions like this one, please head over to the Discord, discord.gg/SpyParty. If you're even newer here and you're like, what the heck even is this game? It's called SpyParty. It's all over the screen, all over the channel, you know. You can find it over at www.spyparty.com or on Steam if you'd like to buy the game and come join us playing it. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching and have a wonderful day.